Okay, gonna react to the last 5 or so minutes of Stranger Things, Season 4, Episode 7. Let's do this.
Found his strength in a memory from his past. Something that made him sad, but also angry.
Superhero stance. Yeah.
It's happening.
Oh. She's back, baby! Watch it. Oh, snap. Oh my God. Guys, I don't even know what to think right now. So that's how he does what he does. Because he has 11's similar powers. Guys, this season, so far, Volume 1, has been just, oh my God, so dark. Oh my God, okay. But I would say my one pet peeve about this season, I didn't love that we were introduced to Vecna in the first episode. I just feel like if we would have seen him in all his evil glory later on in the season, I think that would have created more of a mystery, like, to what he looks like. He would have had like this like spooky mystery to him, and I think that would have helped make him more scary. You know, every time we've seen him in this season, he's been scary, of course, but oh my God, that origin story. You know what's so funny? I was so scared for Steve and Max this season. I love that Nancy got into the Upside Down, and that was such a surprise. I was so surprised, but that was so, oh my God, the Duffer Brothers are so good at this shit. It makes so much sense, holy crap. But oh my God, I'm so shocked that Vecna is 1. He's like 11. He has those powers like 11. And I love how earlier in the season, they talked about how 1 was this like mysterious, like figment of like imagination. I love that he was like a guard in the laboratory, and that we find out that he's like, and he helps 11, and then we find out that he's the bad guy. That is storytelling at its finest, in my opinion. Like, all the twists and turns. And one of my favorite things about this show is that they've always been able to incorporate new characters into the story. They've always been able to keep the tone the way it is and not mess with the tone of the show. A lot of TV shows, they incorporate characters, but the new characters take away from the OG characters, in my opinion. And I've never been a fan of like TV shows adding new characters because, like I said, I think it just takes away from the other characters that we know and love. But this show has a great balancing act of giving all the characters time on screen and dialogue, and it's just, I mean, honestly, more shows need to about Argyle and Eddie. And they add to the story without overshadowing the other characters, which is awesome. It is kind of strange that Eddie is a drug dealer, a 20-year-old drug dealer. When I watch a TV show, I don't think about those kinds of, like, qualms. I more or less I just see it as a TV show. I see them as characters, and I see them as entertainment. I don't really... But at the same time, I understand why that would be an issue for some people. Because, yeah, he is a 20-year-old drug dealer. But to be fair, but that is a realistic depiction of high school. I'm not saying they should, or I'm not saying I condone that, but yeah, Argyle, so funny, oh my god. He really added a comedic tone to the show. And I think Eddie added another layer to the D&D world, like another layer to that side of the story. Loved Steve biting the head off the bat. And I love the Ozzy Osbourne reference. That was awesome. I love Ozzy Osbourne. One of my favorite songs is I'll See You on the Other Side from him. Such a good song. I think of my grandpa every time. I think of my family members every time I listen to that song. I'm wondering if they brought in the chemistry between Nancy and Steve in these last 2 episodes to kind of connect back to Barb. I think that's part of it, honestly. Going back to the Wheeler's house and finding that they were but they went back in time to 1983, the day the will went missing, and that the gate was opened. I think that it all just like, I feel like this whole season, oh my god, so good. Oh my god, I can't even. So good. I love all the connections and everything going back full circle. Like, I mean, that's all you can really expect from a TV show, is to just have everything connected, and that's continuity at its effing finest. So good. I mean, the 11 stuff, that was surprising. Wow. And then, like, they should totally make a poster of, like, the 4 of them in the Upside Down, and then, of course, Dustin and Lucas and Erica and Max, like, in the, like, seeing them with, with the rope going, that's a suggestive motion, but seeing that was so cool, and we had never seen that before, honestly, in the show, and it's just so interesting, and oh my god. When they were showing Nancy going through Vecna's memories with the house and the kids and the family, the Victor situation, and then they were having one, like, talking. At first, I was like, are they saying that the kid is Vecna / this one guy? Because I was like, what is happening? Like, I wasn't really sure at this at first. And then as it went on, I was like, is he implying that a curse? So basically, yeah, there is no demonic curse. It's just Vecna is one. That is just so cool and interesting. And like, it's such a, oh my god, that twist. That twist is so cool. And it's so, like, honestly, I'm so impressed by this whole season. It's been amazing. The new characters have been a great addition. It was so dark. Like, I felt scared in a lot of these episodes and in a lot of the scenes in these episodes. Like, they were so scary and visceral and interesting. And the new characters, we saw Susie also, which was really cool. This season, man, they really went for it. The Duffer Brothers went hard for the horror element, and they, like I said, the only thing I would say, my biggest pet peeve about this season, I would say, is that we were introduced to Vecna's actual form. And, like, we saw him in his actual form. It sounds weird, his actual form. We saw him kind of earlier than I expected. Comparing it to other seasons, like season 1 and whatever, I don't remember seeing the bad guy this early. Especially in season 1, we didn't see the bad guy until, like, way farther down into the season. But this was just unexpectedly quick for me. Like, I mean, maybe I'm the only person who thinks that was quick, and maybe a lot of people are, like, happy with that. I just think that they would have held off, yeah, as a shadow, kind of. Like, just not to see his face yet. That would have been the best way to introduce him, in my opinion. Or, like, maybe just, like, have him as a shadow, and then, like, and put his hand out and touch the person's like head like he does. I mean, that would have been really cool, personally. That would have been a little bit more mysterious in my opinion, but other than that, I mean, honestly, this might be the best season they've ever done. Like, I mean, that's a big statement to make, but it was so interesting. I didn't feel at all like I feel like everybody was incorporated in the show well. It was my biggest, like, shocker. Well, of course, the ending was the biggest shocker. Honestly, the other interesting thing about it is that as they were showing us, you know, the memories of the house and the family, I couldn't help but think about Voldemort, honestly. Like this Vecna character's origin story is honestly similar to Voldemort, honestly. Like, isolation, feeling different, finding the world to be chaotic, and in some ways, even him killing people the way he does and opening those gates is kind of like Horcruxes in a kind of a way. I mean, not really necessarily, but that's just interesting to me. Oh my god. Like, I mean, that twist, guys. The writing, so good. Acting, amazing. Holy mama jama. The hopster. The bunny hop. Okay, I need to stop. It was cool. It was cool to see Demogorgon again. We hadn't seen a Demogorgon in a while. I don't know if I'd say that whole scene with the Demogorgon and them fighting him was like as epic as I thought it would be. I thought it'd be a little bit more epic. I mean, it was cool, don't get me wrong, but I guess I expected a little bit more actual fighting between Hopper and the Demogorgon. But overall, not bad. Of course, when the moment that we see him seeing Joyce, that was so, oh my god. I just felt so happy. My heart felt so warm when they saw each other and they embraced. And I loved how they, you know, it was kind of like Blark, how the first time Bellamy and Clark hugged, like, Bellamy was like in disbelief. And I don't think he like fully, it took him some time to process that as she was hugging him. And similar with Joyce, I think he was processing what was happening because I think he had hope, of course, that he's a fighter, but I really do think part of him had given up on his life and just seeing anybody else that he cared about. And seeing Joyce, I just think he needed a second to process and you know, I think when things happen that you're not expecting, you embrace slightly, but then you're like, is this real? Like, am I actually, is this Joyce? Like, am I actually hugging Joyce? And that, they filmed that so well and so intimately and so interestingly, and it was so good. Loved it. It made my heart warm and cozy. Yes. Dustin. Dustin is the MVP of this season. Without Dustin, holy guacamole. We need to get some music up in here for Nancy. And Duffer Brothers should be very proud of themselves. Like, this whole season was so good. All the characters were good. I'm surprised we didn't get, well, I'm assuming in Volume 2 we'll get more of the Will-Mike situation, like, you know, is Will going to admit his feelings to Mike, like, what's going to happen with that kind of situation? I say situation a lot. Like, the situation. But yeah, I mean, it's just so interesting for sure. Like, I'm just so, like, honest to God, like, when I say that this might be the best season, this is the best twist ever. This might be the best season ever. The darkest season. It is dark. It is scary. It is creepy. It is, and I cannot believe that twist. That twist. They just squeezed that twist out, and that twist was so freaking good. I can't believe it. I mean, that was so good. What do you guys think about this season? But yeah, Dustin, MVP. Joyce also, I mean, we should have like 5 MVPs for the season because honestly, like, but definitely Dustin, oh my god. Like, the fact that he figured out that every time Vecna killed someone, that was creating a gate. Like, how cool is that? Like, I mean, it was so interesting. Now they know that there's other gates out there, and I mean, but oh, I cannot wait to see Vecna versus L next in Volume 2. Like, it's gonna be so dope. Cannot wait for that. But yeah, characterization, continuity, new characters, the awesome twist ending, 11, and that's, I feel like when I rewatch the whole volume 1 again, which I'm definitely going to, obviously, I'm going to be thinking about this twist ending the whole time, and it's just going to put such a different flavor on the whole thing, honestly. It's going to make it so much richer and interesting, and I mean, if you guys want me to rewatch this season knowing the twist ending, and then do another review similar to this, like a whole season review, like maybe with some Easter eggs that we maybe missed, like this video, comment down below, subscribe, and I could do that for sure. Because I definitely am going to rewatch this before Volume 2 comes out, and I think doing like an Easter egg video would be really cool, just to like rewatch it and then tell you guys. Really cool. So let me know what you guys think. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys have been enjoying my review.